Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Craig Fugate has a long resume. Because his time is short, I'm not going to read his resume, but we are very privileged to have him here with us today. And let me say this, he oversees 3,700 employees, another 4,000 that look after us, prepare for disaster, respond to disaster. With a great deal of pleasure that I get to introduce to you today, Mr. Craig Fugate, Administrator of FEMA. Thank you, sir, for being here.
I only have 4 broad areas because I think, when we talk about communications and we talk about the public, oftentimes I almost get a sense we pit one against the other in how we describe things. I think we talk a lot about social media at the expense of the broadcasters. I think we talk a lot about public safety communications, but then we come back to broadband. And then there's one group that we never talk about, but they were the ultimate backups, and they were the originators of what we call social media, and that's the amateur radio operators. So, yeah, you guys are here. I've got to come back to amateur radio. The initial communications out of Haiti, some of the communications at various parts, and we go back and forth across these disasters, is volunteers using assigned frequencies that they're allocated, their own equipment, their own money, nobody pays them. We're the first ones oftentimes getting word out in the critical first hours and first days as the rest of the systems came back up. And I think that there's a tendency that because we have done so much to build infrastructure and resiliency in all of our other systems, we have tended to dismiss that role when everything else fails. Amateur radio oftentimes is our last line of defense. And I think at times we get so sophisticated and we have gotten so used to the reliability and resilience in our wireless and wired and our broadcast industry and all of our public safety communications that we can never fathom that they'll fail. They do, they have, they will. And I think a strong amateur radio community that's plugged into these plans, most of the time they're going to be bored because there's not a lot they're going to be doing that people aren't doing with Twitter and Facebook and everything else. But when you need amateur radio, you really need them. So 4 broad areas, all equally important, all key to one mission, and that is meeting the needs of survivors and helping them deal with the challenges that they face.